It's been a good experience. This is my first time in Switzerland, in Zurich, and every time I travel, it's just a new experience to see a new place and adjust, and new food and new time change. So I take everyone, as a new experience and just learn for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely something I've been working towards. So it definitely was what you said, magical. It was a little bit unexpected at the time that I did it, but I'm glad that it happened. And it's kind of early, still a month away from Worlds and even Diamond League. It was so I had to just kind of refocus and get ready for those things. But it was definitely magical.
Yeah, I mean, I could train really good and prepared well, but then the beginning of the season was not that good. I had some injuries, and I'm not used to get injured, so I had to learn how to deal with everything. And yeah, but I mean, the season is long, and I had time to be ready for Doha. I had not the pressure to qualify for the World Championship. That is really a big advantage for me. So now I'm just hoping that the shape is coming and that it's going upward.
Yep, the right direction.
Right, in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we will see.
Well, for the first time ever, my coach actually gave me a break. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, though, he gave me 1 week off, and I definitely needed it. Just mentally more than anything, to just kind of refocus and just kind of take a break from the track. Definitely was needed. So it was more mental for me than anything.
Any other questions? Yep.
Dalila, again, could you talk a little bit about what you and your coach discussed after the race? Did you do an analysis or a breakdown of the run itself?
It's hard to keep. A lot of people ask me this question. In all honesty, we really haven't talked that much about it. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think it just was a lot going on, more than I guess people kind of realized. Kind of just that day, even just it was a very, very long day, and then just the days that followed, even our focus really was about I think he wanted to just refocus me and kind of get me back on track to finish out this season strong and not just settle on. It's crazy to say settle, but on a world record, and that we have more things that we wanted to accomplish. And I think that's kind of where our head has been and what our goals have been. So we did go over the race slightly. I've heard people tell me I can run 51.8. So I mean, I don't know if he thinks that, but we'll see.
I'm very excited to see where my 100 keeps taking me. I've kind of always been a 100, 200 meter runner. It's just that the 200 was such a good event for me that early on in my career, it's just like, let's focus on what you're good at. And this year, me and my coach were like, okay, we're definitely going to start running more hundreds and trying to get out there and really get a feel for the form and everything. And every day I get out there is another day for me to get a better start. And we have put a ton of work into the start, and it's been paying off a lot.
Yeah,
Reason I'm not running the 100 is because I have a very strong chance of winning that 200. I also have a very strong chance of trying to break some meet records. I might not get another chance like this again because I plan to be doubling after this. The 100 is just one of those races where I'm not so strong in it that I know I can come away with a win. And I don't want to be tired from trying to push for top 3 and then not have that chance anymore of getting that 200 gold.
She went very fast, and I knew going into it that I wanted to try and be really aggressive for the first half and just see what happened. And I had an almost perfect race. I fell in the race, but other than that, it was I know it's terrible, but other than that, it was a really good day. And I'm excited to, have another opportunity to chase Beatrice, and hopefully I can run strong again.
you said it was virtually nearly a great race, but you fell.
Yeah,
how's that working?
I was in, I was going up to hurdle, and I was looking at the woman who was ahead of me and just forgot to jump in time. So it was just, when you're running as hard as when you're running as hard as you possibly can, it's sometimes hard to think while doing that. So I had a little lapse in my thinking there, but I popped right back up, and I think it cost me maybe a second or two. But I ran 9:04 there and got second place. So that was my second fastest time ever. So I'm ready to, have another good one.
And of course,
I have in Rabat and Prefontaine good race, and even my training was beta, because before that I have Ramadan. I didn't train very well, and I just ran amazing races. After that, I have like a month to prepare. I know I'm in better shape than Rabat and Prefontaine. But when the pace was slow, and I thought, no, I'm not gonna get it. I just I may run like 4:16. I just do my best to run nicer.
and it was a little bit quicker.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you don't know what 580 is going to do. You don't know what 590 is going to do on each, every any given particular day. Nowadays, with these guys jumping as great as they are, so it almost gotten to a point where it's so crazy. You really just got to focus on yourself, and you probably should be doing that in the first place. But yeah,
You can be distracted, obviously. Yeah.
but it's just I have no clue what Sam, what Piotr, what Renault, what everybody's going to do tomorrow. So I'm really just focusing on myself, and I'm gonna try to jump the highest that I can jump, which is, I guess it's cliche, it's obvious, but I mean it is true because I really don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't think any of these guys do.
No, the fact is, of course, by being on the circuit for more than 10 years, I've seen a lot of things, and I can't say straight up before the competition that who is going to win, who is going to lose, but for sure I saw, especially during the warm-up, who is going to be in shape, who is going to be like dangerous or not. But the fact is, as everybody saw by the past, that sometimes you have a bad day at the warm-up and you find the key during the competition and you can, go way over what you was expecting. So yeah, it's every time, frustrating because you make some pronostic in your head, but you have to take care about everyone, especially right now because many guys are able to jump 6 meters. 590 is like random, so we have to say that even if 1 or 2 are missing, we have plenty of guys who are able to do it. So as said Mondo, we have to first stay focused on ourselves, doing our job, doing the best, and then recounting each bar after bar.
If you compare Renault's facility with the one you had back home in your garden at your parents' place, who has the better pole facility?
That's tough because I got Renault in the room and I got my dad in the room. So either way, I'm upsetting somebody. But there's just something about home, I guess. You just and I got Sam in the room shoes. But it's tough. It's tough. But I've jumped higher in Renault's garden than I did at home. So I got that. That's all I'll say. I'm just gonna keep it at that. The runway is like this, but it's like, keep it like that.
Just out of curiosity.
Our event is special, and I think vertical jumps are like that, is that it's not necessarily me versus him, blow to blow to first blood kind of thing. It's me versus the bar and him versus the bar. And there's kind of an honor to that aspect of the event, is that if you do it, you deserve it, but you got to do it. So it kind of distracts from the man-to-man coverage of pole vaulting, because it's not so much that I don't want you to succeed. It's more I want myself to succeed, but you know what happens when guys, competitors, real guys that try to win, real winners from wherever they come and get together, is they jump well together. I don't think there'd be a man that was in the pole vault world sitting before you, even if it was not us, that would say, I don't like to have a good time on the track. I really don't jump well if I have a good time, so I'd really appreciate if nobody smiled out there. I don't think there's a guy.
Yeah. And I mean, pole vault competitions are long, so we have a lot of downtime, on those benches, so we get to know each other a little bit. And I mean, I want everybody, I want them to do great. I want them to jump really high tomorrow. I just want to jump a little higher than whatever they jump. So I'm fine with them doing good as long as I just do a little bit better.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah,
No, how about yourself?
Well, the fact is, I mean, Sam explained it well, but first we are in competition between us. I mean, we have to clear the bar as high as possible, and then we see what's going for the next opponent. But doing competition is quite super long. I mean, I spent many competition during like with the warm-up time and the competition time over 5 hours on the track. So you have to find window to just relax and see something different, because if you stay full concentrated during that time, you will explode before even the competition starts. So it's super interesting to be able to watch the other guy, to watch also what's happened on the track, and feel that you're part of this competition, part of the atmosphere. And when it's your turn, you just set your mind ready for that, and then it's for the time that you need.
Despite popular belief, they are real. I'm blind as a bat. I wear contacts when I compete. And me and my brother, we got into the Beatles really heavy these past couple years. And so I think I take a little bit of inspiration from John Lennon. But yeah, so I mean, no, they're real. I've always had glasses. I just wear them a little bit more now.
They're real.
They're real, right? Yeah, we can look through.
They're real.
He looks good. You can see. All right, let's by show of hands, does Mono look good? It's okay. There we go. Yeah, we get 2 over here.
Everybody that didn't raise their hand, I know.
Yeah. I think every era needs its own champions to connect with the jumpers of that time, the athletes of that time. We in pole vaulting have generally, hopefully, longer careers than a lot of other athletic endeavors, as field eventers. And so we interact, we intermingle. So the guys I was watching years of the past, I didn't know Renault's name until 2009 when he showed up at the Armory in New York, and I'm like, who's this French guy with the earrings? He can jump. And I started pole vaulting. I didn't have eyes for the sport like that until 2005, and so before that, it's really until I met Bubka face to face. I'm like, is he really even is he a real dude? Is he a real dude? Because you put all the stuff on paper, it doesn't really make sense. And then by now, here we are, 2019. All the stuff you write down about Renault doesn't make sense. And you just get a bunch of great people up here that are hopefully connect to the generation. I bet you can see 3 different generations of pole vaulters here, and you probably see 3 different groups of people, 3 different cultures represented, all coming together. And I'm sure Bubka is a great guy, but I don't connect to him as much as I might connect to Renault or Jeff Hartwig or Björn Otto, the greats of the 2000s to the 2010s.
Yeah, but I think it's good to race with these girls. I like it. I'm excited though. I'm really, really happy to race in this competition. So yeah, for me, I train to compete and not just training. I like to try to be the best.
Yeah, if you train, you might as well race, right?
That's it.
Absolutely. And
Definitely. I mean, as I said, I was happy to put together 2 races in short succession together, and they were of a high quality again. Headwinds are one of those things that we have to deal with. We're all seasoned athletes. We're all professional athletes. So whether it's sunny or there is winds, we've always got to go and bring our best, and that's something that we can all do.
Mujinga.
I want to think it will not be in threat. I mean, the girls are running fast, and I was in a good, decent shape for national trials, even though I don't think I've been that close back to it after national trials, because I'm in the load of the season. So if it break, no worries. I mean, it will break one day. I know the girls are going faster, even not tomorrow, but maybe at the World Championship. So look, tomorrow is just going to be having fun. It's going to be my last 200 before the World Championship. So it's all about fun and running and excited with the girls.
No, you're
really excited about it. This is my last 200 for the season, and so I'm really excited to come up with the leads and put on a show for the crowd tomorrow. And we'll just see how it goes. But I'm really excited for it. We've been training really hard, and so hopefully the results show tomorrow.
Absolutely. I spoke to Noah a little bit earlier on, and a question I didn't ask Noah, I'm going to ask you, right? It said, when people in your training group are doing so well, do you feel like, I need to step up and make sure that my performance is as high as theirs? Or do you just think,
No, it's almost like a little bit of motivation. We all kind of push each other to that limit to say, okay, let's try to be the best that we can possibly be. And yeah, when we see each other doing well, it's obviously a great feeling because you're happy for your teammates as well. And so yeah, it's just an extra push that goes along. Like, okay, well, let's all do it. Let's all get a little bit better and just try and make it.
Max, the Australian. Now, the other ladies are looking at me thinking, what is Colin talking about? Yeah, go on. Tell us a little bit about Max, because I actually follow him.
That's good. Like, it's serious about my dog. So I have an Australian Shepherd, and he's 8 months old now. So yeah, he's my buddy.
Yeah, so if you want to look out for Max,
Follow him.
Follow him on Instagram, and you can see what Dashni's dog is all up to.
I'm trying, but I'm like scared. It comes with pressure, of course.
Yeah.
Everything comes with pressure, and especially when you have guys around you that pushes the hardest, So it's going to be a crazy one, and everybody is talking about these duels all year, can't wait to these guys meet and whatever. But at the same time, I think we're pushing each other, and that this is probably a blessing in disguise, because of course nobody wants to lose, but at the same time, everybody wants to improve. And I've always been saying, when it comes to myself, I'm not afraid of losing, but I'm really, really afraid not to develop and becoming a better version of myself. And if I want to become a better version of myself, I need to have opponents, and yeah. So I have. So God sent them to me. Thank you.
Yeah, you
like he said, he runs his own race and I run my own race, and I think all year I've been trying to, hone in on my race pattern, and I still haven't really figured it out as yet. And I've tried different things throughout the year, and I know in Rome I ran a different pattern than I did at Prefontaine, where I ran 47:16. So, I mean, I have a pattern set in my head to run tomorrow, and after we come off that home stretch, we'll see what happens.
Last year I got a lot of beating. I didn't ever race Rye last year, but look at the papers. He gave me a lot of beating, him as well, but also Samba every time. And for me it was a defining moment, because I needed to get myself together and find the motivation to work even harder. And last year I managed to run 8 hurdles very, very good. This year I run 10 hurdles. I would say very good. So for me, I'm stronger. I'm more fit, and that gives me the chance to be one of the big players this year. So I'm going to thank myself and my coach, because we did a solid amount of work.
No, right. Do you?
That was one of the main things that we focused on this year. Of course, on an NCAA level, we're week in, week out. Always on the track. And the goal this year was just to be excellent at practice and excellent at meets, and give a great effort at practice, so that we kind of mirror running track meets at practice. But has it been tough? It kind of is, psychologically, because you go in thinking, all right, I haven't ran in like a month. What am I going to do now? And it's always difficult, coming into a race knowing that you haven't raced, prior. But I mean, you put all that aside, and we're here for a reason. We're on a big stage for a reason. So you just can't let that get to you. But